never forget the day it happened. At least to some degree. I am aware my memory isn't the best. I don't take pride on it. However, there are some things that engrave themselves into your very brain. It imprints on you. Maybe it was the feeling when it happened, the sheer terror of the moment, the way your veins would pump with blood, or how your body would instinctively pause. Whatever it may be, I remember it. It was hurricane season in my small town of Georgia. I always been scared of storms, especially wind. I've had the fear for as long as I could remember, and it just got worse as my brain grew conscious, always too hyper aware of the things around me. A part of me remembers the door being open for a while, but I was still fairly young, and due to an overbubbling paranoia of wind, I was trying to distract myself from the ongoing turmoil outside. I was staying in the living room at the time, watching TV and glancing at my phone. I was probably at max 13, maybe a little less. However, I was still fairly young, impressionable maybe. I was never able to figure out its type, but it burrowed into the ground and the base in every direction. Wood would rise and lift into the sky. It was my favorite tree. Always easy to climb. It wasn't huge, yet if you found the right spot, you could lean back without worrying of falling. I'm still not entirely sure what possessed me to peel back the red curtains at night. Perhaps it was the distant bark of dogs, or the way the tree beside our house slammed into branches and the paneling side, creating the worst scratching noise known to man. The noise was akin to nails on chalkboard, the way your fingernail would glide across your pillow sheet. One of the sounds that made your very skin crawl, like you were searching for a way out of your flesh. The front porch light was on, casting a soft glow of orange against the bushes outside. I didn't see the creature at first. Our eyes hadn't locked. For a second, I was fine. I wasn't scared as I peered outside. Then I panned the scene. I'll never forget the being that I had seen. Something straight out of your nightmares, of course. Long, pale, skinny. No, not just skinny. Emaciated. I could see the stick of its ribs, the way its bones bent at an unnatural angle. It was on all fours, like a human who was pretending to be a dog. Its leg bent beneath him in a crouch, and its arms pressed into the dirt in front of him. Its ligaments sharp, especially its feet. It had claw-like hands and long, slender fingers. Its face, although hard to remember, never particularly possessed a grin or even the remains of lips. I remember it having eyes, sunken and empty. With white dots in the center, its ears were rounded yet pointed at the same time, and instead of a nose, it adorned hollow slits. I could never confirm that this creature I had seen was real, and when I looked it up at the time, as well as many years after, the only close relative I had come across was that of a skinwalker. Even then, they looked nothing alike. It never helped that I looked away so quickly. I had a moment of panic and sheer terror, but when my heart had jump-started again, I recall slamming the curtain closed and hiding under my cover. My parents were asleep. At least that's how I remember it. For years, I never spoke of this story, too convinced that I had seen things as a child. It haunted me, keeping my mouth shut about the situation, but I still persisted. I never spoke a word. Until I did. I made the comment in passing to my mother and aunt. We were sharing creepy stories out by the bonfire one night, and I brought up my tale to light. I'll never forget the way my mom reacted. She's always freaked herself out too quickly. However, with the stories she had shared, it was clear she had gone through creepy and paranoid experiences herself. But that night out by the fire, I shared my woe. My mother stopped dead in her tracks and spoke to me in the same shaky voice she always got when she was paranoid. You've seen that too? She had seen the creature as well, standing out in the yard one night, hunched over and watching the house. I believe myself now to be a paranormal person because of it. I will never truly know if we were simply crazy or if that thing was real. Whatever it may be, I hope to never see it again.